We are live!
All right, everybody. Welcome to the Monster High panel. I'm so excited to have everybody here with us. And as you can see, the cast are tuned in on their Instagrams as well if you want to check it out for those of you. My name is Zelda Con Black. I'm going to be your host for today. And so before we tune in to our virtual friends, Karen and Aaron, I'm just going to go around the room here, and we're all going to introduce each other. So I'm going to start with you right here.
OG Banks, Claude Wolf.
Yeah.
Hi, ghouls and girlfriends. I'm Larissa Gallagher, Laguna Blue.
Woo!
Next.
Hi, Sally Sapioti, Leo, and Claudine.
Hi, Debbie Jerry Berry. Oh, Dracula, you are fantastic.
Woo!
Hi, Kate. Where am I looking?
Right here.
Hello, Kate Higgins here.
Frankie Stein and Ghouls Roll.
Woo, woo.
Hey, Cindy Robinson. I'm Operetta and Holt Hyde and Jackson Jekyll. Hey, the wheels of steel.
Yeah.
I am Garrett Sander, creator of Monster High.
All right, awesome. And of course, our virtual friends.
Okay,
Yes.
disaster.
We're professionals. It's fine.
Debbie's gonna help us here.
Hope it wasn't too much of an audio. We're going to start with you. Karen, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
I am Karen Strassman, Caddy Noir, and Elizabeth.
Woo! And last but certainly not least, Aaron.
Customary greeting to all of you. I am Abby Abominable, Spectre Bonderguys, Rochelle Goyle, and a few others. Thank you.
Woo!
Yeah.
All right, we
Hi,
have
virtual friends.
So it's live on YouTube. We all have our
Yeah, so for all of you Instagram people curious, if you head to Streamly's YouTube, you can also see it as this view as well, or you can tune in on Instagram, whichever one you prefer.
Sweet.
So let's get started and let's start chatting. That's so fantastic. Could you read that, Rob? It's so fascinating. You guys are incredible. Okay, there you go. I can't read.
I can read that far away.
You can?
Yeah, I can't read up close. Just saying.
It did make it bigger.
All right, so let's dive in. So, of course, as you know, we're all here for a Monster High panel, and of course, it is very obviously Halloween themed. So, what I would like to know from all of you is, do you all celebrate Halloween? And if so, how do you celebrate? Do you have any special traditions or anything? So, I would like to start with our virtual people. Aaron?
Hello. I don't know how to answer. I pass. Thank you.
You got it. Karen?
My favorite way to celebrate Halloween has been with my nieces and nephews over the years. And Bay Area, and I go up there and turn their into party.
Karen.
Karen's breaking up a little bit.
Karen's cutting out.
You're breaking up, Karen Strassman.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have more guests.
We got
All right.
joining us.
Say hello. All right, so actually, before we get into our first question, then what I'm going to do is we have two new friends that have just joined us. So if you wouldn't mind introducing yourselves.
Mike, sir. No,
way over there.
Hello. Paula Rhodes. Hi.
Hi, America Young.
Yay! All right, awesome. So, for our first question, we were just asking about Halloween and how you celebrate. So, Karen, if you wouldn't mind just repeating it one more time, you cut out a little bit with the audio.
Can you?
You're still breaking up, Karen.
Okay, well, I just send my love. Question in the chat.
Love for Halloween. All right, so then we're going to go down to my left. So, Paula, hi, welcome. How do you celebrate?
I do. Well, as a mother of two that are currently 9 and 7, I celebrate a little differently than I did a few years ago. Well, we live in an area where Halloween goes hard. So there's like a haunted house on our street and like crazy decorations everywhere. So we've already had a line up and down our street and a little train and food vendors going for a week or two now. It's been
Wow.
but our house is decorated with gremlins that my dad paints. So yeah, we'll be doing all the fun pumpkin carving and trick or treating and kiddified Halloween. I guess that there is.
Nice. I love it. America?
Yes, Halloween is more of a quarter of the year than just a month. We're just constantly witching it out, and oh my gosh, there's cameras at all the angles. Why are there so many good things of my son? We love it. We love Halloween so much. In fact, I just painted. There was 2 limbs that were just cut off our tree, and I just painted 2 googly eyes onto it.
I'm gonna go see it today.
Oh yes, that's on it.
I live around the corner.
Have you not noticed it yet? It's been a
No, my dog had it, so we didn't walk that far. But we love
Oh
it.
yeah, we love it, and that's gonna be year round. That's not even all the decorations.
No pressure.
We're afraid our viewers might get bored just looking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of like up my nose. Oh, that's it. That's all I got.
My tradition, I have a tradition, no matter what I dress up as, I always put on fangs.
Oh,
Yeah. I always
so
have
you're gonna
fangs.
dress up like a lunch lady.
It's a
Yeah, I
mashup.
do fangs, and I wear them for the whole, like, 2-3 days at least. Yeah.
Is eating fun?
Yeah, I just love them. I just love wearing fangs, yeah. It's my excuse to wear fangs, yeah, yeah.
Growing up in color. Growing up in Australia, we didn't actually ever celebrate Halloween. It's kind of a new thing in Australia. I don't know, to younger people maybe. But yes, when I moved here, I was a little bit scared of the whole thing. I know, but recently we have fully embraced it, all the costume and everything. And this year, for the first year, actually going trick or treating, not just walking the streets. So I'll be the weird, crazy adult going, give me candy.
Crazy adult.
Okay, so I don't like to dress up for Halloween. I love Halloween. I like decorating for Halloween. I have a 15-year-old who won't dress up anymore for Halloween, which is really disappointing. But I like the fun of Halloween, but I don't like dressing up myself.
That's it. Oh, I get really dressed up in my best pajamas and go to the back of the house, turn off all the lights, and go to sleep.
Happy
Halloween! I used to trick or treat as that, but then my son isn't trick or treating anymore, and there's no fun. So I just go to sleep.
We do the same thing. Me and my 2 sons, and embarrassingly, they never really liked it. Maybe 2 years out of their life, they went trick or treating.
Yeah.
They were the kids at school that would not wear their Halloween costume ever, ever.
We're the downer side over here.
Yeah, they just came out of the womb completely uninterested in Halloween.
Wow.
So, and I'm trying to cut out sugar because my cholesterol keeps going up, so I won't even be having candy.
It's not gonna get any better as it comes around the corner here.
The old one.
I know. So my mother said no more trick or treating after the age of 6th grade, and because we moved every year when I was a kid, I just recycled the same country mouse costume I had. So every year I was the country mouse, except for the 2 years I was Pippi Longstocking because I loved her.
Yeah.
But so that would be it. That, and I spend my entire life trying not to be scared. So this is a holiday that I kind of fear. So I'm really pleased that I'm a monster because that way I'll win. All right, Garrett.
We decorate every year for Halloween. Go out, always buying new Halloween decorations.
Of course you are.
Always love when the
Yours
new
is
pop up.
epic, I'm sure.
Do you
This
go
is
the
the
day after
creator of
Halloween
Monster
and
High.
get them
For
on
those
sale
of
for
you who
next
don't
year?
know quite yet.
Yes, but I don't want to miss out on things. So I usually buy it first thing in the store because always miss out on the really good ones to do that. So I try to do that. But then also I like to do like the movie watching thing. So a lot of like the Halloween movies. I like the funny ones though, like Hocus Pocus, Elvira. Like all those humorous ones.
Do you dress up?
I used to dress up, but I haven't dressed up in a while. But I like dressing up. I just haven't had like a Halloween party.
When are you gonna have a Halloween party? I'll dress up.
Ooh, what would you dress up as?
Halloween party. I
Yes,
would
we'll
dress
come.
up.
Can we do a Halloween pajama
I
party?
won't get dressed up.
Yes, then I wouldn't have to change my costume.
We're all dead tired, right? So-
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
I'm dead tired, right? Okay.
Awesome. I
Yeah,
love it.
like, yeah. Oh,
My next
goodness.
question would be specifically for talent, and then Garrett, I have a question for you.
Okay.
So for the cast, I have a question of how did you find your character? When you've been introducing yourselves, all of a sudden I see you guys just perk up and you make a specific voice for your character. I would love to know, how did you find the voice for that character? And we'll start off with Erin.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is
Yeah.
Guys, it's just a little part of me. She floats somewhere inside. It's not a voice. These are people. Real people. Why do you keep talking about voices?
Perfect. Karen?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, well, Catty Noir is a famous singer, so I just have to follow her beauty. That's all. And for Elizabeth, it is more a mid-Atlantic because she is an old-time movie star. So that is very important. Really, really, I do.
Now, amongst all of us, Karen's the only actress, really. Real, like, famous on camera actress. Yeah, that's what I think.
We're all
You guys-
hacks.
We're just hacks.
No, we don't count.
All right, we'll start that way back there with Cindy then.
Okay. My characters were basically kind of rooted in pop culture. So, operetta is Dolly Parton. Madame Gautier was, of course, Meryl Streep in Devil Wears Prada. And my favorite one, Hold Hyde, was James Brown.
Ooh, I love
Yeah.
those choices.
Yeah. So that's where I started with my Stallone.
Was the question, how did you find the voice of your character?
Yeah.
Sorry. At my age, the 5 minutes was a long time ago. How did I find the voice for Frankie? You know what? She's my voice. Isn't she my voice?
There's a lot of acting in Frankie's
She's
voice.
super chipper you.
She's much more sort of chipper and outgoing and yeah. But she's me. Yeah, she's me.
But Kate has like a crazy good Southern accent because that's like where she's from.
So it's her.
But Frankie's not Southern.
That's right. So it is.
Oh,
a
that's
voice
what she's saying. That you're such a good actress because.
Oh, because my real voice is like this.
Yes.
Let's see. For Draculaura, of course, I wanted to do sort of this Russian accent, which I had studied for this film I did for the daughter in a Tom Holtz film when I was like 10 years old. No, maybe not that young. Anyway, I recycled that Russian accent, and then they wanted their higher and higher and higher, and faster and faster and faster. So that's how Draculaura ended up. And also, my heritage, my relatives are from Hungary and Russia. So I felt like right at home in Draculaura. Only faster. Faster.
It's my turn? Oh, okay. Well, so right when I saw that picture of Claudine, I instantly heard that voice in my head, which was my dad was a bus driver in Jamaica, Queens, and in Queens, that's how all the girls talk. They talk like, sorry, friends. I told you that. I'm from New York. That's how we do it. No, so that was like what I did. I heard her voice right when I saw the photo, and she's like talks like all the girls that talk like that on the bus because I rode the bus all day long when I wasn't in school. So that's where I found her voice. And then for Cleo, it was just like, to me, she was like one of those super fancy girls that was like not me, and but she still had to be kind of nice. So I just kind of like tried to make her like something that I'm not, like a little entitled, a little on top of the world. And that's the voice I came out. They stuck for the minute they did them. So that's where that came from.
So I worked really hard on the Australian accent for a really long time. I moved to Australia and lived there for especially for Laguna.
No, I think part of it was actually because I am from Australia, so that was a very big help there. And the picture of Laguna with just the big eyes for the Laguna that I got to do for as long as I did, which was so great, was just, I don't know, she's so earnest and kind and always heart forward. So I just always tried to kind of keep that in mind, and that just came out in the voice, I think. So that's how I found her.
With Claude, you know, he was like, you know, the in love with Dracula and you know,
My
the jock.
boyfriend, Claude,
You know,
there he
but you know, I,
is.
you know,
Guilty
so
man over there.
you know, full of energy, spunky, but to really dive deep, you know, he's being a wolf. I'd wait till the full moon. There were full moons.
Yeah.
When there were full moons, I would start howling at the moon just to get it. I watched Dances with Wolves.
Wolfman Jack.
Wolfman, anything with wolves, Teen Wolf.
Yes.
You know, I really got into, you know.
Documentary.
Yes, all that. Really got into the character, embraced the wolf in me.
He had the fangs every time he recorded.
Exactly, the fangs, and yeah.
Halloween.
So it just pretty much came naturally after I did all that.
You're such a mess.
So mad.
So Toralei was the most fun because she is the only only non-sincere person in the entire cast. Every other person is heart forward and warm and accepting and like freaky flaws, and Toralei just likes everybody, which is such a fun character to play. And which automatically makes her more catty and more bitchy with the way she talked. And so I definitely wanted to go a little bit more of a lower voice and draw her out because she loves the sound of her voice.
Yes, she does.
And there's always a bite and a little bit of a bitchiness to everything that she says, and that was really fun. And then for Halloween, I already had brilliant role models for my siblings who had already done all the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
And he had me come and howl at the moon with him
Yes,
a couple of times,
yes.
which really helped a lot. But it was just, you know, matching what they had already done, but making sure that she's the younger sister who always feels left out.
Which was awesome.
Awesome. And so for Iris Klops, she's a woman of science and a lot shyer than I was, but mostly, you know, her storyline was having a big crush on Manny. There's a lot of science involved. And for Serena Von Boo, she's half ghost and half mermaid. Don't think about it too hard. So I kind of, we were playing with it. Honestly, I'm not sure why they cast me sometimes. But it was, you know, tossing around things in the audition, and I think we were letting something a little bit airy for the ghosty side. And a little bit airheady too. So she ended up with kind of a floaty, weird, not always the smartest, but usually lands where she needs to. So they were always fun. I had a great time doing them.
I love that. And my question for you, Garrett, would be, so of course you are obviously the creator of Monster High. I naturally have 5 million questions for you, but I will stick it to just one at this moment. So I am a person that obviously never underestimates the power of fandom and the power that these stories do for people. They change people's lives, and being able to create something that has been so crucial. I mean, I have mentioned a few friends before. I have friends that are like into design and into toy design specifically. I'm like, hey, I've got this Monster High panel. We have the creator. Like, oh, the creator. So, you know, like, what does this mean to you, having created such like in all honesty, like a global phenomenon that has stayed in like so many people's hearts?
I mean, I think it's like absolutely the best feeling in the world. You know, like this little idea I had that was just a group of teenage monsters going to high school who become this big.
Yeah.
You hope that, you know, people will identify with it and they'll get the message that like we all have freaky flaws, you know, and the metaphor, you know, they're monsters, they can't hide who they are, so don't hide who you are, will come through. And I think it just shows that it did come through and everyone working on it. I think that was the exciting part. Everyone working was so excited to work on it because of the message behind it and what it meant. And so I think that energy just went out into the world once it launched too. And you know, they all brought the characters to life so well that you really felt like you were friends with all the Monster High characters.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing being next to Garrett at conventions because of the number of people who come up to him and say, "You were my childhood. You were my
Yeah,
childhood.
it's super
You."
cool.
I mean, it is, and every single person, you are so gracious, and if it hits you for real every single time someone says it, like I never see you get tired of hearing that.
My favorite part is
You're
meeting all the.
good. I know, but I feel like some people might be like, yeah, he does every single time he receives it, and but there's so many people you like this. You started, and it has grown from it, and I understand there's a lot of people involved, but like the seed of this idea that you had have affected so many people so positively.
Again, meeting the fans and hearing the stories is like the best part of the job. Like, 'cause
Yeah.
I think a lot of toy designers get to talk to the people who play the toys and the designs like that. So that's what's so cool about all this coming back is we get to talk to all the fans and hear what the brand means to them and hear who their favorite characters are and have the one-on-one conversation. So that's really amazing. That was so much fun to do.
It's really
The
fun to
people on my
watch.
Insta are screaming. They're like, I'm screaming right now.
She was live.
Do you have a personal fave? People want to know.
It's so hard to pick a favorite. It's like trying to pick your favorite child, but Frankie will always hold a special part because she was the first one I designed. So, because her birthday is actually the date of her very first sketch. So that's what her birthday is. That's the day she came to life. So, yeah.
That's very Pinocchio.
And I mean, branching off of that question that I asked Garrett, I'd like to ask all of you guys as the cast. I mean, obviously, you're at conventions and you have memorable fan experiences, or if you would like to share like a memorable experience in the booth, is there anything specific that you would like to share? I mean, I'll start with you, Paula.
Don't start with me. I just heard the question. Oh no. If anything happens to somebody else,
I'll say
yes.
Before I was involved in the show, I've told Garrett the story before, but I remember being at Comic-Con in San Diego the first year that Monochromatic Frankie came out. And I remember seeing her and thinking, oh my God, that is the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen. And I loved everything about her, and I was so excited that she existed. And I didn't even know there was a show. I didn't know anything else about it. I still have her, by the way. She's safely in my
She's a
garage.
super rare one too.
I know, she's safe in my garage. I also have
And when she
Julia
says
Deadfast.
garage,
I
the
have.
garage is the size of a house.
I've been collecting quite.
She has
quite
7 garages.
I have 7 garages for all my Monster High stuff that I've collected over the years. But I remember seeing that, and I remember thinking, I don't know where to look for something. This one, I like this one. But I do remember thinking that it was just gorgeous, and the idea of it, and the freaky flaw, and I just loved it so much. And so then when I got the chance to audition for it, I was so excited because I was already a huge fan of everything it stood for. But I still have my Frankie, and I should probably have you sign it.
I remember on that. Okay. So actors have a lot of thrival gigs, okay? Especially when you're starting out. So thrival gigs, like side gigs. Instead of survival, I call them thrival. So thrival is better branding, right? So I had a thrival gig where I worked for Mattel, and I do toy fair for them, and it's really fun. But then you get to know all the Mattel people, and they'll often use you for other stuff. And I was called one day, like, "Hey, can you do us a favor? We need someone to come down to Mattel to do this gig." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm actually for that day. That's fine. That's a good rate." And I come down, but the gig is to be Maddie Mattel, which is a mascot character in the head, like little boy dancing around. Okay, because I'm 5 feet tall and you need somebody specifically sized. Fine. So we're doing it for specifically a launch of a new line or a celebration of a big line or something. I think it wasn't new. It was like the toy of the year that they were announcing or something. It was Monster High. And I was up there on the stage dancing around as Maddie.
Awards?
I was Maddie, I guess, dancing around. And there were like dancers being like badass monsters dancing around me and like doing this. And it was the first time that I was like, what is this? I was like, I must be a part of it. And then that's when I started manifesting this weird seed of like, I will be a voice. So anyway, that's my first intro of like getting hit in the face with peak Monster High and being like, wow, gold.
That's a good story.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
I was thinking that.
No.
Well, if you saw me in the costume and the smell like
We all have those around.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, my experience is like every single Comic Con I go to, there's somebody dressed up as a Monster High lady. There's never a claw one. Yeah, okay, yeah, there's a couple claws, but always you ladies. I mean, they walk around with you ladies, like, you know. But I love it. And then you know, yeah, Comic Cons are the best to see them. But yeah, those are my best.
How do they not make the shoes in adult sizes?
Oh, wait a minute.
They do have
Oh,
shoes in adult
yes, they
sizes.
do,
too.
yeah.
Why are you
wear,
shoes?
darling?
Why are you wearing?
If anyone cosplay, tag them in it. This might be your lucky night.
I am so good at people.
Manifest.
Okay, this is amazing.
Do any of you out there
Pause
live
the
in
costume
Monster
chain.
High?
Yeah, guys,
Shoes.
Monster High
Stop
shoes.
it.
Why are you
What?
shoes?
Oh,
Size
what's the shoes?
Monster High shoes that I happen to have that are too big for me, so I might have to sell them. But they're really cute.
There's a
You guys can just go get some. Where'd you get them? Just go online and put in Monster High shoes. These were made by, I forget.
Why are you?
Why are you?
Why are you
Why are
shoes?
you?
Yeah.
Gosh.
They're the best.
They were next to me because I didn't
I have
realize
like
they were
5
happening,
pairs.
but then I saw because I designed
They
a lot
weigh
of the
17
shoes. They're
pounds.
actually
Oh,
like real doll
wow.
shoes. They're making them like that. So
Really?
they can break any shoes.
Oh my gosh, you guys!
Are they claw? Are they
They're
claw
great.
shoes? No claw shoes.
Yes, those are so nice.
The shoes that they wear in the
I'm
show.
gonna look that up.
The shoes that the characters wear in the show.
They have Abby.
The dolls.
Finally, I mean, my
get
ankles will
there
not be happy.
They have
to
to
wear
look
these.
at you.
Yeah,
They're just like they have
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
those are hard to
How much do they cost? All right, I want to know how they keep the conversation going.
I was going to talk about costumes as well, but perhaps
They're not,
Less than 300. They're not cheap.
but they're so cute.
They are so cute.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
I had a fun, odd experience where I was working on a video game, Agents of Mayhem, which was by the creators of which
Saints Row.
a few people,
Yep,
creators
yep.
of Saints Row. So much kind of different timbre, different audience, and one of the creator writers was came up to me one day and he was like, "Oh my god, I just found out that you play the Good and Blue," and I was like, "Yeah, okay, yeah." And he showed me pictures of this is grown man, ladies and gentlemen, amazing. He had everything, all the dolls, all that, and he was like, it got him through, so many life moments and like struggles. He just loved the ethos of it, the whole sense of, you know, doesn't matter who you are or what you perceive your own thing is, that you fit in. And it was just really beautiful to be in what I kind of perceived as a completely different environment that would never cross over, and to have someone who was such an incredible fan. So Jason, if you're out there, call out. Hallie.
Oh, okay. What's the question? It's your turn. I'm just gonna talk about when we auditioned for the show. I had never done animation because my agents at the time just thought I was a video game girl, and they had like a picture that you drew of like all the characters, and they were like, you know, just pick like a couple to audition for. And I'm reading all the description. I was out there for like a while. I was like, I'm reading for all of them. They were like, no, you're not. And I was like, I am. They're like, 2 or 3 is okay. And I was like, no, I'm reading for the boys. I'm reading for the girls. I'm reading for everybody. I can hear them all in my head, and I just need to do it. And they were like, no. And I was like, yeah, that's how I work. I gotta get it out, and then we can talk about it. And then I read for it.
Once again.
I did one of those clippy ones.
You read that every
She's
time.
a download. She talks with her
That's an
hands.
iPad.
No, I don't think it does. Anyway, I read for every single. They let me read for all the parts, and I was like, yep, I nailed that one. Yep, nailed that one. Nailed that one. Yeah, totally. I should just do the whole show. So that was my moment.
Well, then you'd be Aaron.
But yes, right. But then I was shocked when I got the 2. I mean, I had never done animation before, so that was my first animation gig, and it's like my favorite. There you go.
Sally's a beauty. I don't even know what my favorite story is. First, I'll talk about the food at Salami Studios.
They have salami.
Karen is so happy.
Best food.
That's Mommy Studio.
Yes.
Back in the
Always
day.
had really good snacks.
Turkey bacon.
Yes,
Turkey bacon, my
Turkey
favorite.
bacon
Yes.
and those chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
you want actors to come to your house, you feed them. If you want to come to them to be happy at your job, you feed them, especially turkey bacon.
Yes.
And then touching on the calm thing that Claude, sorry about that, that OG talked about. I see so many Draculoras and the costumes are amazing. And people show me their Monster High doll collections there, and I see a lot of them, but this one person, I'm not kidding you, had about 1,000 dolls filled up her. She had a whole Monster High room, and the Draculoras were all lined up. It was, I think she could have gone to college, out of state university, for the amount she spent on these dolls.
I mean, it's impressive. I don't
It
know if
was
it's admirable, but
way
it's
impressive. Yeah, it was a lot of dolls. Anyway, I want to see you guys all at the cons in your fabulous Monster High costumes, especially Dracula ones with those big boots. I love those. They don't come in my size, but they're very cute. And feed me. That's better.
My favorite story is probably just, I love going to the cons and seeing all the, what's the word, the cosplay. The Frankies are just, I mean, some of out there are just gorgeous. But I do love when people come up and say, you know, you were the voice of my childhood. I had Frankie Stein parties. I mean, and this show came out when my kids were in elementary school. So their friends were having them, and I went to quite a few Monster High parties.
Oh my gosh,
that's
cute. And were they so excited?
Oh yeah, girls. They were in my boys' classes.
Yeah.
They just were like, Frankie's coming to the party. So that's what I love the most about it, is connecting with you out there. Yeah.
Absolutely. So they've already said the usuals, which are the cosplayers. There were a couple when I first met Garrett, actually, in Florida, that came up as Holt and Jackson, and they were incredible. Getting to be like one of Frankie needed a boyfriend, and they came to me. I don't know why, but anyway, I ended up being Frankie's boyfriend because I had played a couple of other male characters.
We're very close.
We always. And so that was a special thing, getting to work with Kate, opposite Kate, like that. Was always terrific because she's such a great actress. But I think the biggest one was when somebody said, "Would you please call and leave a voice message for my little girl? She's having a rough time. She's in the hospital, and operetta is her favorite. And would you call and leave her a message?" And I got to do that. And there's when you can just take something that you do and make somebody happy like that. The fact that that was what she wanted in the state that she was in, I'll never forget that. So, it's a special thing that you created.
It's really
Thank
sweet.
you.
Yeah. That was a
An
good song
honor.
because you're a musical theater queen.
And Erin?
Thank you for that, Cindy, because that actually is similar to my favorite experience. I'm going to call it the Monster High Miracle. There was it was a really amazing day of synchronicities, and I don't believe anything is a coincidence. I think everything happens for a reason. I happened to be signing some orders for Monster High autographs when my sister called me. My sister at the time lived in Norfolk, Virginia. And she said, "I'm in a toy store right now. I just happened to be looking at the Monster High dolls because I wanted to see if there were any new dolls of your characters. And there was a young girl staring at the wall of dolls. And my sister is a very shy person and doesn't really like interacting with humans. But she turned to the girl and she said, 'Isn't Monster High the best?' And the little girl, they got into a very deep conversation about Monster High. And then, so my sister's like, 'Wait a second. I know Abby Abominable. Would you like to talk to her?' So my sister calls me, puts me on the phone with the young girl. Oh, okay. See, the computer was like, 'Let's celebrate that.' Puts me on the phone with the young girl. We have a great conversation. And then I hang up the phone with my sister. I go back to what I'm doing. And then my sister calls me back. And she says, I had no idea. I'm like, what are you talking about? This young girl was terminally ill. She was working with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and her top 3 things, one of the top 3 things was to meet the cast of Monster High. And the Make-A-Wish didn't pick that one for her. So look at how the universe set it up. So not only did she have a conversation with me who happens to play multiple characters, so she got to talk to multiple characters from the show. Then and then my sister went and got her mailing information so that I could mail her a whole bunch of stuff. And many of you participated and helped signing stuff. And I mailed a whole kit to this young woman whose wish was to meet all of us, and the universe set that up so beautifully. You could say God, the universe, whatever you believe in, but whatever that is, it made that happen. Monster High miracles are real. Thank you.
Would you like a shoe to pop out?
Right. Okay, my audience is used to this.
Before we go any further, I do just want to say that we're at like 100+ views right now. The chat are absolutely loving this. 146 views right now. Yeah, it's amazing.
Thank you.
Thanks,
everybody.
All of these lovely people are going to be doing signings next week, so make sure you head to streamly.com/monsterhigh and grab a print from these lovely people. We are going to end with just one more question. And so I guess my question would be, let's say you are automatically in New Salem and you're going to spend a day in the Monster High universe. What would you do? I'm going to start with she's over there. Yeah, Erin. Oh no, she's good answers. She's really good answers. You first.
Yeah.
Me?
Question. I'm so sorry.
What would you do if you were to spend a day in the Monster High universe?
I would hang out with all my ghoul friends because I miss them. And one of the best things of working on this show was being in the room with all these amazingly talented actors. And I don't think you guys understand, as a female in this industry, as an actress, we don't usually get to work together. It's usually all male cast and maybe 1 or 2 of us. This show had all of us together at the same time, and the power in that room of these phenomenal talents of character actresses, you guys don't even know. We all became better every single day. All my characters would hang out with all your characters. Word.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And Garrett?
I think just to actually get to walk the halls of Monster High. So like I got to walk similar things as we built things, for toy fairs and things like that. But to actually walk down the halls of Monster High would just be, absolutely amazing to do, and then talk to the characters, stuff like that. I mean, I get to talk to you guys, but like,
Let's do the Monster High experience. Let's do it.
Monster High experience.
Monster High experience.
Like they have those other ones.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Come on, Gary. Chip and chop. Like a pop pop. Yes, that's a great idea.
I'd go.
There should be like a prom at the end.
Monster
Prom.
Monster High prom.
You guys.
Monster
That
High
was a lot of
prom.
stuff, guys.
Can we just do that with us? And then anyone's invited.
I mean,
yeah. Can we just play
And there'll be food and shoes.
Turkey bacon.
And you were there.
I'm just gonna blanket what everything that Erin said. I'm just gonna ape that and say just to hang out with these people. That's why we all drove to come out here today so that we could see each other, because we miss each other.
And we're gonna be here at the same time next week,
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah.
Most of us are gonna be here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Signing the prints. Are we showing these or not?
Yeah.
Well, so we have some secret prints that were made for Orlando. And if you buy them and you put them all together, it makes a poster. So it's all of us that we're gonna be in Orlando.
So it's not everyone
here,
here,
unfortunately. Yeah, it's not everyone. It's all the people that we're gonna be in Orlando.
But we were thinking we could do another row, and then there's this, so that it's 3 by 3, so that it's an even bigger poster. So that you guys
This is Kelly Riley, who's the artist.
Yeah,
Kelly,
Kelly Riley actually drew all
actual
these
artist.
drawings.
And so you know that rule, like, if you don't have one for everybody in the class,
Check out streamly.com or
Yeah,
just check out
streamly.com.
radio.
Just because this was your con was canceled.
Yeah.
The con was canceled. You guys were always invited. And that's what I'm saying. The three of you could each get one done too. And then it's a full next to it. Because it's just it's a corkboard. You know, with our
It all goes
and all
together
fits together.
together.
It's so
All
flat.
right, yeah. So be sure to have streamly.com, everybody. Streamly.com/Monster High.
You know what? Everyone is Streamly.com. What's up? /Monster High.
Streamly.com.
You said that's Monster High.
And
join us next week. We'll be on YouTube, right?
All right.
YouTube is the main thing, and then we're on that.
What would you do if you were in the Monster High?
If I could do anything in the Monster High universe, I would put on some makeup and have somebody. No, because I don't do that anymore. And I would put on the clothes because most of the time I live in my PJs for about 4 or 5 days since the pandemic struck. So I would look good. I would look good.
Okay, if I was in Monster High Universe for the day, I would turn Draculaura into Patty. I would fly over to Paramount and say, make a feature, and I'd pick up their little pen and sign a contract. So we do another feature film with all of us go friends. That's what I would do, and then I would go have food.
I think Debbie was a vegetarian back then too, so this is
But you're not anymore? No. We were a hardcore vegan.
I brought a charcuterie plate to her house. She ate it all.
Wild. Well, I was very Draculaura. For a day.
Draculaura is a vegetarian, right?
It's a vegetarian.
And Sally?
Yes.
Probably
In the what?
In the Monster High universe, what would you do?
This is a question. Okay, in the Monster High universe.
Yeah, if you were there for a day, what would you do?
If I was there for a day, well, I would want to try on all the clothes of everybody.
That's what I'm saying.
I would want to try to do everybody's voices, and I would want to see what it felt like to be them, and I would want to have a big dance party. That's what I would want to do.
Larissa?
I sat here for like 5, 6 people going, I don't know, all the things. I think maybe, probably with Garrett. I just want to walk all the halls and discover all the things that Laguna didn't get to see or we didn't get to see with her. So that's my answer.
I love that.
Thanks, Garrett.
OG?
Well, it would have to be a day of like a basketball pep rally, you know, where they would honor the basketball team and the captain.
The basketball team.
Yes, the basketball team. Yeah. Thank you, Garrett. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I would have to experience. The rah shish kebab.
You want to be a cheerleader?
No, experience it. Just experiment.
He wants to hang with the cheerleader.
I've always been fascinated with that. Catacombs of Monster High. Like, I want to put on my like Indiana Jones, Tomb Raider, and I want to go and I want to explore.
Okay,
a
a
Monster High ride. Yeah. Come on. There's so much coolness down there. That's what I've always been fascinated with. Yeah.
Okay, now this was the best one to go last. Because yes. Yeah, so I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna run because presumably I'm naked. I'm gonna go to the closets and pick out the best
Why
clothes.
presumably?
Well,
naked?
I just showed up.
Why is that?
Like Terminator? Like, showed up to the earth, did Arnold Schwarzenegger show.
This is a
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that.
Maybe I should specify you have clothes.
so that I could go to all the casket-shaped closets and pick out the best ones and try on all my sister's clothes, sort of things, and shoes, and probably ones I can walk in though, and then go examine all the halls. Probably try to pick up some sort of note. No, I'd get on my, what were the cell phones called? iCoffin, yes. I did my iCoffin, and I would meet up with America down in the catacombs, so we still had service magically. But then I think I would try to set up some sort of prom for the night so we could all get together and have.
You're making all our dreams come true.
Yes. All the things.
I love this.
That's what I do.
I love that. All right, so folks, unfortunately, we are out of time.
No.
Next week.
Oh, yeah, next week. We're starting.
She talked about sex. Yes. All right, everybody. Don't forget to /Monster High.
Not done yet.
What? Yes. Okay. Where can everybody find you on social media? If you're not tuned in to your respective socials.
Yes.
You start, Paula.
Oh, starting. You can find me at Paula_Rose, RHODES, on all the socials.
Yeah. I mean, this
That was
Spider-Man crawl
there are
is
stunts going on.
legitimately impressive. I'm at America_Young on all the socials. Twitter, Instagram, I refuse to say X. Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. But TikTok will be very disappointing for you. So don't
You can follow me everywhere. Just my name, OGIE Banks, BANKS.
I am at Larissala, LARISSALA. Larissa in LA. That wasn't actually from that. But yeah.
I'm just on Instagram, I guess, basically. It's Sally Safioti Actress. At Sally Safioti Actress. I don't know how to spell the name, people.
Sally with an I.
Work it out.
I'm at Debbie Dairy Berry, and it's on TikTok, at Insta, and I guess those are the big ones, the TikTok and Insta. Is there another one? I guess the Facebook world. No.
No.
At Debbie Dairy Berry. I'll see you all there.
I'm at, I think, the Kate Higgins.
Yes, that's
The-
you.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you several times. So I know it's you.
Oh Lord, okay. Because somebody else had my name, so I had to be the Kate Higgins. And in fact, Aaron Fitzgerald, you're the one who set up my social media.
You set up my social media too.
15 years ago, and I don't know how to do any of it. But I think Instagram and Facebook are the only things I do. Because I don't know how to do much. There you go.
I am at Redhead Said Prod. And also Erin set mine up, and I'm interested in why she chose my court name rather than my real name. With that, you did everybody else's real name, so nobody knows I'm on it.
I love that you don't remember that you were like, this is my production company. I want my production company name. Blah, 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 blah.
You said build your brand. Anyway, we're gonna do this
A
out later.
legal case.
At Redhead Said Pride, for anything, pretty much, I think. That's it.
And I'm Garrett_Sander on Instagram. I really do Instagram, so that's fine.
Garrett.
Jared, where can people find you?
Garrett.
You can find me, Erin Fitzgerald, on Blue Sky. Welcome to Blue Sky. All of you get on Blue Sky.
What is that?
Clearly, I'm the leading. I'm leading you into the 25th century. And Erin Fitz Badass on Instagram, which I never use anymore, and TikTok, which I don't really use. But if you want to see really me without makeup and doing filters, that's TikTok. But Blue Sky, if you want to interact with me, come to Blue Sky. GG.
Blue Sky.
All right, awesome. Does this have to do with huge? Well, everybody, it's been a great panel. I've loved having you all here. Everybody, be sure to tune in next week. And let's give a round of applause for our man Rob in the back. Thank you, everybody.
Yankees!
Thank y'all. All right, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.